Today, we're diving headfirst into the pressure cooker at one of the biggest football clubs in the world. The date is September 5th, 2025, and for the manager, Rúben Amorim, well, it's Judgment Night. And it all starts right here, at Old Trafford. You know this line? It just says it all, doesn't it? What used to be a fortress, a place of certainty, is now completely filled with doubt. And there's one man standing right in the middle of that storm. So, let's talk about the man himself, Rúben Amorim. He came to Manchester United as this visionary, right? The guy who was going to build a whole new era. But now, well, that dream is starting to sour, big time. The questions are just piling up, the pressure is unbelievable, and his future is hanging by a thread. Now, you might think his biggest fight is on the pitch, but no. His first battle is happening behind closed doors in the boardroom. The club's leadership is completely torn on what to do. Do they stick with him or do they just cut their losses? It's like a civil war at the very top.
And what you're seeing here is this classic clash of ideas. On one side, you've got the executives, and they're looking at pure, cold results. Their take is simple. This is Manchester United. We don't do experiments, and these results are embarrassing. But then the director of football is pleading with them, saying, wait, the foundation is there. If we sack him now, we're going to regret this for the next 10 years.
And see, the director of football's argument isn't just some gut feeling. No, he's coming with the data. He's pointing to specific stats where the team isn't just performing well, they're the best in the entire league. This is his proof, his evidence that the system is working, even if the scoreboard doesn't show it just yet. And when you look at the data, wow, it really seems to back him up. The team is #1 in chances created, #1 in fast breaks, and, critically, #1 in expected goals, which basically measures how good those chances are. Statistically, the attack is elite. The logic is simple, right? With numbers like these, the results have to come eventually. But the million-dollar question for the board is, how long do we wait?
So, just as this debate between process and results is about to boil over, a legendary voice steps into the room. Sir Alex Ferguson, the most successful manager in the club's history, decides to weigh in. And what he says, it changes everything.
Because Sir Alex's warning, it just shifts the whole debate. Suddenly, this isn't about tactics or stats anymore. It's about resilience. It's about toughness. He's seen manager after manager get chewed up and spit out by this job. And his point is brutal but simple. Is Amorim tough enough? Because if he's cracking under the pressure now, it's better for everyone if he leaves before he and the club are left in ruins. Okay, so the boardroom is a mess. But what about the locker room? You have to wonder, right? If the people at the top are completely divided, how are the players feeling? The guys who actually have to go out there and perform for him week after week. Well, it turns out it's just as divided. You've got an anonymous senior player telling people it's chaos, that the team is lost and there's no clear plan. But then, a huge voice in that locker room, Matthijs de Ligt, comes out publicly and says, no, we're with him. We get what he's building. It's like the manager's message is hitting home with half the team and completely missing the other half. So after all the arguments, all the data, all the dramatic warnings, the board finally comes to a decision. And it's not an immediate firing, not yet. But it might just be the next worst thing. They give him a deadline. 2 months. That's it. That is the window Rúben Amorim has been given to save his job and somehow unite this fractured club. The clock is officially and very loudly ticking. And just when you think the pressure couldn't possibly get any higher, listen to this. A club insider reveals that a short list of his potential replacements is already being passed around. So while they're publicly giving him a chance, privately they're already planning for his failure. The knives are well and truly out. Which brings us to the ultimate question. With a divided board, a split locker room, and this impossible deadline hanging over his head, can one man actually turn all of this around? Can he somehow turn this house of questions back into a theater of dreams? For now, he is still in charge. But as that clock runs down, we all know the final decision is pending.